All right, so here's our final forum question, and then we might do some freestyle at the end here, if you're up to it. It's actually pretty late at night here, so
Belmont's downtown and small business community are key parts of the city's identity. What is your vision for supporting existing businesses and attracting new ones?
yeah. So I think I'll start with my original response to that, which is essentially that I want our downtown business owners to feel like, hey, this is a good place for me to open a business. We support them with our downtown, beautification. Like we provide the nice street signs, the street lighting, the planter boxes. We make downtown a nice place where people want to go, where they want to walk, where they want to go into these businesses and patronize these businesses. We also want to make sure that when they turn on their faucet in the restaurant, that water comes out and clean water comes out. And we don't have 1920s water mains serving the street where they could go anytime. Now, we talked earlier about how there's been a lot of work done to improve some of those areas, but ultimately we still have water mains from the 1950s, 1960s serving downtown that had service lives of 50 years. 1960 plus 50 is now well past where we were supposed to be, right? So we haven't done anything to really to increase our capacity downtown, especially with all the increase in restaurant uses. Like we still have a responsibility to tell our downtown business owners that, hey, the infrastructure here is the strongest infrastructure in the city, and you don't need to worry about your business operations. You don't need to worry about flushing the toilets and turning on your water mains. Like, all of that's going to work. Also, your streets are going to be well maintained. Your sidewalks are going to be in good use. There's a lot of the crosswalks in downtown they're nice, highly visible, but just driving here to my office, I blew right through the crosswalk. I didn't see a guy standing there on the street because there was a big SUV blocking the intersection, and he wasn't comfortable getting out far enough where I could see him. Well, those are visibility issues that we probably need to do something about. There's beautiful trees and landscape and planter boxes downtown that probably could be better maintained so that we can increase visibility. But then, anyone in a wheelchair or pushing a stroller, a lot of the ramps are old and they're broken up and they're not really to modern standards. And there should be some smaller projects to get those up to par. Because ultimately right now, if you park downtown, it's kind of difficult to get around unless you're able-bodied, right? So little things like that would go a long way. I think we've done a great job making sure that our downtown is nice. We've spent a lot of money on Stowe Park. We just recently did the bathroom upgrade. We did the retaining wall and everything, and the new staircase. Those are all great things. We want an attractive downtown, but now we need to start thinking about, okay, what's the next phase of downtown going to look like? We need a parking deck pretty badly, right? It's still difficult to park downtown. I'm pretty good at parallel parking, so I usually don't have too much of a trouble. But I know a lot of people, you run out of space downtown pretty quickly. I know financially a parking deck's going to be pretty difficult, but I think there's probably alternatives we can do. There is a parking lot, like advertising is a good example, right? There's a parking lot next to the police station that's kind of far to walk, but we could take more advantage of that. Advertising that it's there so people know that it's there, especially special event parking and stuff like that. More coordination downtown, some of these special events. And then I know some of the criticism I've heard from the downtown businesses is that especially when we have our special events, they hurt the downtown, right? So we need to do a better job at making sure that our local businesses are supported first, and then everything that we do is in support of them, not taking away from them. Nothing to add on though.
I think that we have a project possibly downtown at some point that we can work with that particular group and partner and do a parking deck, but it's going to take somebody with engineering ability to help figure out the best option for that.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because there is a project downtown.
Mm-hmm.
It's called, I believe, the Imperial Mills.
Mm-hmm.
It's another big kind of mixed-use development, primarily on, I guess, the south side of McLeod,
Right.
and kind of north side of McLeod. But either way, it's an expansion of downtown, and I think that's where we can say, all right, here's how we add to downtown, right? Here's how we get new types of businesses in retail spaces, It'd be great to have some more office capability downtown. And then, like you said, I mean, there could be partnership opportunities to get a parking deck downtown that could serve both uses, be a lot less cost on the city if it's partially developer funded. But yeah, I mean, that's basically that's basically what we need for downtown is just thought through, because even no matter what, even if we say, all right, no more Belmont houses, no more residents in Belmont, we're going to cap our population. Gastonia doesn't care. Gaston County doesn't care. Mount Holly doesn't care. You know, we have friends of ours in Charlotte that are right over the river, and Belmont's their nearest restaurant. It's their nearest grocery store. They shop at Harris Teeter because to go further into Charlotte is difficult. I mean, there's really no grocery store between the airport and the Catawba River in Charlotte. So we take on all of their population downtown, and you know, so no matter what, that's going to grow. That's going to put a higher strain on parking and our infrastructure, and there's not much, you know, that we can do to stop any of that.
You're right. The vineyards, whatever developer is developing across the street from that and extending to that, we're going to have even more people coming our direction.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like you said, the grocery shop and for the restaurants. We have friends over there too, and that's where they come. They don't go to Charlotte. There's not anything close enough.
Yeah, so I think once we start being a little bit more proactive about what we need for here on out in the future, especially these infrastructure maintenance projects, I think that's going to be the biggest thing we need to do moving forward.